Hey everyone, my name is Visualeyes, and welcome back to Waveforms, the show where I don't even know what it is that we do at this point. Anyway, today we have yet another very special person on the air. We have Nick Elward, also known as, well, Nelward. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Funny thing,
Awesome.
the last episode had another Nick on the show who said the exact same response.
That's funny. BGR.
Yeah, Nick said the exact same thing. He went, "I'm doing good. How are you?" Yeah. So anyway, we're here today for another episode of Waveforms, where we're basically gonna talk about Nelward, his music, and what kind of stuff he does. So I guess the first thing we should do is explain to the listeners just a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do.
Okay. My name's Nick Elward. I make music. I've been composing music for a while, and that's what I do now. I play a lot of different instruments, and I produce.
What all do you play?
I perform. I play predominantly guitar. I also play keyboards. I play I sort of play. Yeah, I play drums, but mostly guitar and keyboards. And then I sing as well. And I also produce. So yeah, I do
That's
stuff.
that's actually pretty much the same as where I am. I play all four of those. I actually predominantly play piano, but I also sing, I produce,
cool.
Yeah. And you use Ableton Live, right?
Yep, I use Ableton Live.
Hey, you're the first person I've actually talked to that uses Ableton. Everyone else uses FL.
Oh yeah, FL and Ableton are the two big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's some people who use Logic, like I think James Landino uses Logic.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so. I saw on his Twitter him he was doing a thing.
Yeah, I thought I saw like a tutorial that he made, and I could have sworn it was Ableton, but maybe it was Logic.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you make a lot of songs that seem to be inspired in some form or another by video game music, whether it's using sounds from video games or like you even made, say, for example, Battle Against a Handsome Opponent, which was a complete tribute to Earthbound.
Yep.
Yeah, so where do you get those sounds? Do you engineer them yourself, or do you find them in sound fonts, or what?
It depends on the track. For Battle Against a Handsome Opponent, I'm using, I guess it's no secret how you do this. It's like
The Earthbound sound font?
using the instruments from the game. So it's not actually, I didn't make that using a sound font. I actually used a VST called C700 that is made to emulate the Super Nintendo's sound chip.
Oh, well, shoot.
Which is just
hey,
a sampler.
Question, is that free?
Yep, it's free, and it's made by Osumin, which I probably pronounced his name wrong.
Okay, you're gonna want to send me that link later, because I gotta get on that.
I'll send it to you. It's not always completely. It doesn't always completely work perfectly in every DAW because it's just made by one person. But yeah, it's really good. You just import the ROM. No, wait. You put the SPC file.
Oh, it's
an
SPC? It's not a DDL?
And you just put it into the... not a DDL?
Yeah, it's not a DDL file, because that's what you usually put in for Ableton plugins.
Oh, for the plugin, it's like, yeah, it's just VST. But I'm talking about putting in... To get the actual sounds, like the instruments onto the sampler, you put in the SPC files, so it takes it from the SPC files instead of...
Oh, that's actually cool.
Yeah. So that's what I also use sound fonts too. But yeah, so for Battle Against a Handsome Opponent, that was C700.
Anyway, so I guess we should get into our first mix here. If someone were to check out your YouTube or your SoundCloud or even your Bandcamp for some reason, and they had no knowledge except for what you told them to listen to first, what should they listen to first?
Probably Apple Shampoo. That song was designed for like, okay, this is just like, I didn't have one song that was just like, okay, you listen to me. Like, just like one song that kind of felt like...
and it's got a really kick-ass
summation
music
of my
video.
efforts.
Yeah, it's got a kick-ass music video, dude. Like, that's awesome.
Thank
I
you.
take it you edited it all yourself?
Yep, edited it in like, yeah, it was like a 1 week thing. I did it all in 1 week. It was fun.
Nice. Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to go into hearing Nelward's original Apple Shampoo, and then we're going to hear probably
Yay.
1 to 2 more songs, and then we'll be back right after with more of this interview. And we're back. So, you just heard Apple Shampoo, one of Nelward's newest songs off of the Alive and Screen EP. So, I guess, tell us about that. What was the creative process of Alive and Screen?
Um, I wanted to move into vocal music eventually because I've always sang, but when I presented myself as Nelward initially, I didn't do that. It was all instrumental, and it was a question of just when I was going to do it, and I was just like it was kind of something that was bothering me for a while because it's like you need to do this, like just make the jump in because I was really rusty with my singing and whatever. Um, and I was thinking of like how I wanted to present like my vocal music in it. I eventually decided on an EP. At first I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do one song or something, but it eventually evolved into an EP. And so because I just wanted to do music that wasn't I wanted to make an EP that um encompassed all of my influences, not just VGM.
Hmm.
Not to downplay the VGM influence and the obvious VGM influence, but I wanted to there's a lot of I don't know, there's a lot of like expression that you can do with vocal music that you know that's unique to that instrument. So I wanted to bring those influences into
Mm.
the progress I had made with instrumental music.
Yeah, and you actually did show before the Alive and Screen EP came out. I think you showed one thing with your vocals on it. It was your song "Christmas Unicorn."
Oh no, that was actually after Apple.
That was.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was looking at it and I thought it said 2012, and I was about to be like, "What?"
Yeah, Christmas Unit. Oh no, I wrote the song 2012. So yeah, I have. If you go on my Bandcamp, you can find actually music that I did before I was Nelward. Even though it's released now under the name Nelward, there's music that I did before I was Nelward that has
What
vocals
was your
on it.
what was your alias back then?
There were a number. The alias. Okay, so there's a number of aliases. I did one under a project that was called Slambo, and that's the one from 2010. And then 2000, and then 2013, I think 2014. I did one under the alias Rad Giraffe, which was like a band. And we did that. Oh yeah, and then there's also the EP New Jack Stomp, which is actually the first music that I released under the alias Nelward, and it's a little bit more gloomy than the music. It's really, it might as well have been released under a different alias because it's different. It's a little bit different style. It's more abstract. It's more gloomy. But yeah, that also has vocals on it on my Bandcamp.
Oh, cool. So you just mentioned the whole thing about being all gloomy in some of your songs. So I guess if I can actually find this, forget the name of the song. You actually have some of your songs that are a lot more chill, like no percussion or anything. Like in the Mondo Zone, you had A Moment in Stasis, and in Alive and Screen, you have The Wild Firmament.
Yeah,
Those are a lot more laid back, very lullaby-esque. So how do you exactly go about those songs? Like, because they're very different from most of the stuff you do.
Yeah, so those ones aren't like stuck to a tempo. I guess that's the one thing that really stands out. They don't have like they're not snapped to the tempo. So I guess it uses a lot of rubato rhythms. And like, yeah, I'm not really concerned with like, is this?
So
an
it's
eighth
more
note?
about
Is
the
this- no, is this-
expression than the groove.
Yeah. There's not really a groove. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's. I guess it's more. Moment of Stasis was kind of my take on a lot of like WC, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah,
And,
that's right.
And stuff like that. And yeah, I've only released a couple of tracks like that. I hope to do more in the future. But yeah, Moment of Stasis is kind of I used a lot of the ideas in Wild Firmament that I initially got from Moment in Stasis. Just like not tying the rhythms to a tempo at all, and kind of having more of a. It's kind of like
So it's more like a live
melodic.
performance than a preset song.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we should probably get into the next tiny little mix. I guess we could start with either A Moment in Stasis or A Wild Firmament, and then you actually should name a song that you want to hear after that.
Cool. Oh wait, are you saying I should pick?
Yeah,
either
pick one.
Wild Firmament?
Pick
Let's
one.
do A Moment in Stasis.
Yeah, and then after that, what do you want to play? Anything.
Let's see. I'm gonna pick something recent if you ask me that. But let me see. Either something from Mondo Zone or the new one.
Pick something from Mondo Zone, because we should probably talk about that one after.
Well, actually, Moment of Stasis is on Mondo Zone, so it might make sense just to use another one from Alive and Screen. Let me see. I'm not good at making. I'm not very decisive. Let me look at my Bandcamp.
Let's just play
yeah,
Brain
so-
Dance.
Brain Dance is good. If that's the one that you like, yeah, let's do Brain Dance.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Now, it was the first one on the actual album that I listened to, so it was just like, oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway,
let's
so
do that.
we're gonna hear A Moment in Stasis from Nelward's album The Mondo Zone, followed by Brain Dance from his newest EP, Alive and Screen.
Every time I hear this tune, you wrap around the vine. I know it sounds bizarre, and if I can tell the truth, Because I can't seem to get you off my mind. I look at signs for the future,
Ready or not,
soaking out the sound. Maybe oatmeal's for dinner,
ready or not,
and we're upside down. Maybe this time it's different.
probably not.
Shut up. Leave me on my cloud. Makes me feel like a sinner. Because I can't seem to get your hairy eyes off my mind.
Ready or not,
Please, please.
ready or not.
And we're back. So while we were hearing those songs, I actually was playing to Nelward a thing that I found on my keyboard, which actually matched up with a sound he used for two songs you'll hear soon, Seafoam Green and Artificial Intelligence Kong. And you were mentioning about the person who made the VST that recreates the SNES sound chip. You were mentioning something about it.
Yeah,
the person who made it.
Ostuman, yeah, they were actually on the compilation that we did, that Staff Circ made for the AI Bomb remix thing. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about the album that A Moment in Stasis is from. Let's talk about the Mondo Zone.
Cool.
So it seems like that one pulls from a lot of different releases from remixes.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
compilation.
Yeah, because when I saw when it looked like when it was released in the form of an album, I looked at it and was like, something's a little fishy. But yeah, it makes sense that it would be more of a compilation because you do have a lot of stuff you do that isn't part of a specific album.
Uh-huh.
So it's good to kind of get those in one place so people can see them and be like, oh, this is all stuff he does as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I plan on doing another one as soon as I have enough of a big enough batch to do.
What, you're going to
Post
include
the
stuff
next one.
like Dad Dance or Stinky Boy Strut?
You know what? What I did was I released the Mondo Zone expansion pack, which had Stinky Boy Strut, Dad Dance, and all that stuff. And now I've just consolidated it with Mondo Zone. So if you go on Bandcamp, it's all on there. But yeah, I kind of wish that I didn't do that because I've found out it's better to segment your releases more, and like releasing an EP with just 4 tracks on it doesn't get as much doesn't get as much hype, especially
Yeah,
just
but,
calling it an
you
expansion pack. But yeah, actually I kind of wish that Dad Dance and Sneaky Boy Strike could be on the next one, but they're on Mondo Zone technically now.
Yeah. Anyway,
So Mondo Zone is very it wasn't like it was more of a, I don't want to say laid back release, but
it was less strict with what it did.
less strict. Yeah, it's just kind of, Mondo Zone is a collection of songs.
Yeah, it's a showcase.
the title track and A Moment of Stasis were new. But other than that, everything else had been
Actually,
previously heard.
let's talk about that. Let's talk about the track "The Mondo Zone." That's personally one of my favorites on the album. I
Oh,
like how you
cool.
kind of how the beat is kind of centered around that squeaky toy sound that you have in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually the funny thing is I study jazz at Oakland School for the Arts, and when I analyzed the chords, I found out, oh, the Mondo Zone actually follows, if you know what this is, an extended rhythm changes.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
you're familiar with rhythm changes, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the chords are.
They're
but-
the chords to I Got Rhythm 1 6 2 5 1 6 2 5 1 3 4 sharp 4 5 6 2 5.
Yeah. I was just saying I don't remember exactly what the chords are.
Yeah,
but
it follows that up until the little B section where you hit the 4 to 1, the da 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 da. Yeah, up until there it
Yeah.
fully follows it through, and it was like, I was thinking it's a very progressive. It's still 4/4, but it's very progressive. And I was thinking like someone could make a swing version of that, and it would
yeah,
fit very well.
I thought you were gonna touch on something else, and I'll just spill the beans here. The
Oh, what
Mondo
were-
Zone, the Mondo Zone is a reharmonization of Rubber Ducky, the Elmo's thing. Not El. Was it Elmo? Did Elmo sing Rubber Ducky? Rubber Ducky,
It was
you're the one.
I think it was Ernie.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah, it was
Anyway,
Ernie.
Rubber Duck. It's Rubber Ducky, you're the one. You make back time lots of fun.
Hey,
I like that.
That's actually
Rubber
pretty cool.
Ducky, do do do. And then the next part, da 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 da. Yeah. It just takes that.
Da, 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 da,
It moves it around quite a bit, but it's based on Rubber Ducky.
That's actually pretty
and that's
cool.
why and that's why it has rubber,
Little
rubber
squeaky
ducky
toy.
sounds. Yeah, that's why the squeaky tones.
Yeah, I was creating my track "Puppy Kisses," and it was actually based off of a song by Tenkitsune. If you know, yeah, it was based off of some of Tenkitsune stuff. So I was like, what does Tenkitsune use that I'm not using here? All of the squeaky toys, and I literally have every quarter note a squeaky toy sound plays in it, and it's just
Oh, nice.
it's
I need
a
the
little
more squeaky-
overbearing at first, but then it becomes part of the groove. Like, I'll send you the track later. It's a little overbearing at first, but then it becomes part of the groove, and you're like, oh, that actually it actually does a good thing. But anyway, yeah. So
cool.
that's weird to think about Mondo Zone being based off of the Rubber Ducky theme. But you did that as well with Seafoam Green, didn't you? Mabe Village from Link's Awakening.
Yeah, Seafoam Green is Mabe or Mabe Village. It's pretty much. I try to be as candid with that as possible. I didn't want to put Mabe Village or Mabe Village. Don't know how it's pronounced in the title, but because it is a little bit different. But yeah, definitely dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun. And my version is da 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 ba da 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 da. So it's I don't know if the word contrafaction is correct, but yeah, it is definitely that. And it goes different places. So, but it uses Mabe Village as a starting point.
You mentioned a few other themes, I think, in as a reply to one of the comments on SoundCloud. Actually, let me see.
If you listen to Seafoam Green, the clear impetus for you listen to Maxo Savannah, like I mean the two songs go in different directions, but the clear impetus for Seafoam Green is Maxo Savannah.
Okay, I cannot believe how long it took me to find that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Seafoam Green, you went for a lot more of like a very Latin down-tempo groovy feel compared to, say, the Mondo Zone or Artificial Intelligence Kong. Now, that's something I really admire in a producer, someone who can appeal to so many different facets of music and still have their own style with it, and you nail that perfectly. So,
Oh, thanks.
so how do you exactly work out your grooves when you do music, like your drum beats and stuff like that?
A lot of my rhythmic sense, I used to play bass in a band, and I think that really helped me get an idea of, because the bass player has to lock in with the drummer, and I think I really got an idea of how, the drums, what's a satisfying groove, and I don't know, I'm very interested in syncopated rhythms, and like
Yeah, you did that
Yeah,
in
I like.
You did that in AI Kong over the 6/8 rhythm. You did. Yeah, you have a lot of syncopation in that one.
I just really like. Yeah, I like syncopated rhythms. I don't know. I guess a lot of that might come from my interest in. Let me see. Like I used to like a lot of like groove metal, alternative metal, like
That's weird to think
even
that you
like
were like a
it
metalhead.
sounds unflattering, but like early Incubus. I like the rhythms there. Like Meshuggah especially. Yeah, okay, so for that kind of thing, yeah, I really like the band Meshuggah, and I really like their rhythms. So I get a lot from that syncopated kind of thing. If you listen to the Mondo Zone, you can actually hear a definite Meshuggah influence there.
Yeah, and I can see like where some like metal-esque stuff would come in for like the Mondo Zone. Like at the beginning, you have that very like chaotic intro. Oh, with like the little at the very top with all the white noise and like the 2 low toms.
Yeah.
It has that very chaotic feel, and then it resolves it to the main theme. So I can see why people would say that.
Yeah, and I have to say this also. Yeah, my rhythmic synth comes a lot from like Latin music and like in jazz as well. So
Oh heck yeah!
a lot of those rhythms that were used actually in like groove metal, like Meshuggah, all that actually kind of probably started with jazz and Latin.
Yeah, because
So.
I mean, Seafoam Green is definitely reminiscent of a lot of bossa nova and a lot of
Yeah.
samba tunes.
Yeah, I think a lot of my stuff like rhythmically is close to Latin.
Yeah,
like,
and
it's a lot from Latin. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, then you compare it to like I guess I'll pull these two ones. Then you compare it to say the Mondo Zone, which is very upfront progressive, and Stinky Boy Strut, which is very laid back, groovy, like walking down the streets of late night New York City funk kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have a very versatile sense of rhythm, and that's something that I see a lot of people struggling to get.
Yeah,
Which is,
yeah.
and it's good that you nailed it. So
Mm-hmm.
we should probably get into the next mix here. Again, it's all your choice. What do you want them to hear?
Is this what we talked about over the break?
Well, yeah, it can be one of those. It can be.
Have we done Brain Dance yet? Because we said
Yes,
we were going to do Brain
yes,
Dance.
we did that one. We did that one.
Oh,
That
put
one
me on
was
the spot.
one.
Why don't we do
following-
something that's more of a soundtrack thing? Because I also
like
score
one
for
of the
video
one of
games,
the one of the Mother 4 things, maybe.
No. Let me see. Something from Postaline might be cool, but we've already done an ambient one, and Postaline is very ambient. Oh, let me see. I guess we can do something from the Mondo Zone. Why not? Yeah, let's do. Oh man, I don't know what to pick. I'm not good at this. We could do a remix as well. Oh, I forgot about that stuff. Why don't we do like the remix of Noah Hafford's "That Way"?
That way. I have not heard that one. I will pause the recording, and I
Yeah.
will take a look at it real quick.
Yeah.
Nelward, that way.
It's really inspired by Nowhere. It's got. I look back fondly on that one.
We're gonna hear Nelward's Swim T-Mix or remix of Noah Hatford's That Way, followed up by maybe one or two more songs, and then we'll be right back into this interview.
I've been feeling shy around you, yeah, I just don't know why. You say you gotta go, but I don't wanna say goodbye. And you're just like a daydream, gotta get carried away. I don't know how I got hung up on every word you say. Somehow, but I don't know what you see in me. I know now, you're the type of person I wanna be, but somehow, you're all I can think about. You I don't wanna be. If you think of me that way, if you think of me that way, that way.
I'm not the type to change a mind. I'm not the type.
That way.
When you mentioned playing a remix, I was thinking you were either gonna do Higher Robo's "Heir to the Sugar Honey Queen" or James
yeah.
Hunter's "Escalator."
Yeah.
Because those are two that I really like. I don't know what it is that I like about them, but those ones I can really get down with. But yeah, I
the
actually
James
hadn't
Hunter
listened.
one was my first vocal stem oriented remix. That was really fun to do.
Which one?
'cause, the James Hunter one, and then and it came followed right up by the Ehio Robo one. Those were both fun.
Yeah. So actually, here's something funny. I originally found you through your piece Save Room.
Oh, that's an old one. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was in
I was looking-
2015.
I was
did
looking
a lot
up
of.
I was looking up sheet music visualization, and I ended up finding that.
Oh. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Then I
sheet music
heard,
visualization's fun.
Yeah, then I heard Room of Mirrors soon after that, and then I eventually ended up. I forget what it is that I heard that really got me into it. I think it was I think I started following you after I heard Room of Mirrors, and then I heard, I think it was called Hamster Village.
Oh yeah, Hamster. Yeah, Hamster Village. That was actually the first original that I did that people actually It did. I remember being very happy with the reception to that. I was like, oh
Yeah.
wow, people like my music.
Yeah. So then I heard that one, and then I started following you, and then you had been basically inactive on my SoundCloud until you released the Mondo Zone, and then I heard that, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah. If you listen to, there definitely is a big gap in the skill level. If you listen to my previous compilation that I did, which is Super Nelward 2015,
Oh
and
yeah.
the Mondo Zone is essentially Super Nelward 2016, except I don't want to call it that because it's a dumb name. So I called it the Mondo Zone instead. Yeah, there's a huge gap of skill. Like I know I started paying a lot more attention to like details and fleshing out my work a lot more. 2015 Super Nelward 2015 is nice, but it's more it's more focused on like sounding, I guess, like fake bit music, and
Fake bit.
Mondo Zone.
Oh, like
Yeah.
like not quite NES VST, but like
Yeah, it's focused on it.
like the B-side stuff you find on Chiptunes Equals Win.
I guess so. Yeah. Um, it's just focused on sounding like it's focused. A lot of the songs loop, so it's focused on being like little. They're like little mini works that I did.
Ah, so like stuff you could say stick into a video game and it would sound but just about right.
Yeah, it sounds more like sounds more like straight BGM music.
Anyway,
Mondo Zone has more fleshed out. Every measure is kind of fleshed out more, and that's I continue to have that. I try to continue to have that approach these days.
yeah. Okay, so here's I guess since we're already back into this without even me initiating it. So, I got a question. Your song Thrifty Pete's Dirt Cheap Deals Can't Be Beat. The capitalization of the title capitalizes Pete's cheap beat. Is that on purpose?
Oh, it wasn't a reference to Cheap Beats, the net label, but
Oh no! I'm just saying it capitalizes
Oh, yeah,
Pete's
yeah.
cheap beat, which is a like it sounds like a steady phrase. Was that on purpose or was that just you messing around?
Oh, that was on purpose.
Okay. Nah, it was just as soon when I first noticed it, I was like, "What is this guy doing?" Oh, I just got a message. Anyway, so, what do I do from here? Okay, so I guess this would be a good point to get to the speed round, where you are just going to answer a bunch of random questions.
Cool.
Okay, so I gotta prepare myself for this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna basically all the questions can be either answered with yes or no or a simple phrase or sentence. They should be stuff
Cool.
that should easily be able to come to your mind.
All right.
So without further ado, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Favorite food?
It's not but it's I don't said that.
I'll leave that one. Okay.
I like Indian food.
Hey. Okay, so then favorite thing to do when you're not making music?
I don't know.
I mean, that one's pretty applicable.
Drink water.
Hey. Okay. So favorite song that you released of 2017?
Probably Apple Shampoo.
Okay. Song overall that you most wish to go back and redo?
The title track, The Mondo Zone. Actually, no. There's not really anything I... Honestly, I'm not
You
really
have no
anything.
regrets?
The Mondo Zone is a little bit too repetitive. If you compare it to the other songs on the EP, but like I don't think or on the Mondo Zone, but I don't think anyone's ever pointed that out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole thing is
It relies more on loops.
yeah, either way, it keeps you interested the whole time, which is what I think so many people like about it. Anyway,
Yeah.
favorite game to come out in 2017?
Breath of the Wild.
Favorite game of all time?
Breath of the Wild.
Favorite Favorite cartoon series of 2017.
Yeah, I have not been following cartoons.
Favorite
from
cartoon
2017.
series in general.
Either Batman animated series or Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, Ren and Stimpy's a good one. A lot of people don't mention that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you can tell. I mean, you can tell that I'm influenced by Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah. Place you most wish to go.
New York City, even though I've been there already.
Favorite weather.
I like it when it's a little cloudy. It's like the sun's not completely out.
Now, meanwhile, us here over in California, we're like, now if only it could snow.
It
Yeah.
snowed in Georgia.
Well, yeah, because
is
Georgia's
weird.
not California. California's weather doesn't know what it's doing half the time.
Yeah, neither is Georgia's.
Anyway, so crap, I kind of lost my questions here, so I guess that's it.
Cool.
I asked Nick Getter, okay, a lot more, but I
Oh.
completely forgot what they are. So,
Oh man.
whatever. Anyway, so I think what we should do here is we should get into our very last mix, and that'll be what we do to take it out. Anyway, so what do you think we should take it out with?
I think Stinky Voice Strut should be on there.
Mm.
And then have we done any other vocal songs?
We did the remix and we did Apple Shampoo.
Either Strawman or the Minus World, I guess.
Mm.
I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, I think I'll play one of those, and then I'm gonna stick in Escalator at the very end.
That's good.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so just to take this out, where can we find you, Nick?
Online?
Yeah, where can we find you?
Yeah, just okay. I'm very easy to Google. Just search for Nelward. I'm very active on Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, I'm active on a bunch of platforms. So on Twitter, my handle is nelward64. On Instagram, it's nelward64. On YouTube, and Facebook, it's Nelward Music. And I'm just Nelward on SoundCloud and Bandcamp, I believe.
And then you have your slightly dead account, Nelward Jr. on SoundCloud, which was your...
Yeah, it's
alt
not
stuff.
dead. It's just I post minis on there. I post it has a lot of remixes, just stuff that I felt like was a little, secondary to
Yeah, like
stuff that I didn't
saying
put as much work
Aquatic
as.
Bramble or a study of Kirby music as opposed to a full-blown remix or a new album.
Yeah, it's not as fleshed out. Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, and as for me, you can find me on Instagram at Visualeyes Music. You can find me on SoundCloud at Visualeyes Music. You can find me on YouTube by searching up Visualeyes and search up Waveforms with that. You can find me on Twitter at Real Visualeyes. And you can also find these shows on KOSA Radio at kosaradio.org. Anyway, if you want to be featured, you can either message me through one of my many social medias, or you can email me at visualeyesmusic@gmail.com, or you can email Dolores Thompson at dthompson.oakarts.org. Anyway, so we're going to take it out with these last few songs, and, quick promo, coming up soon, we're going to have an interview with Arthur X. Medic, so be on the lookout for that. Anyway, I'm Visualeyes, this is Nelward, and this has been Waveforms. We will see you all later. Goodbye.
Scott. We're in the zone where the buffaloes roam with sheep. Yeah, and cheap gramophones sought after, making me grin cause you think that you're in my tree. Catch me trying to hold my laughter. Thought I was done before I even began. Knew what you feel before it in your hand, before it in your hype. Cause I got rules that you don't understand. And you're a dude taking cues from a trend. Oh, what a shame, I'm burning your one-track brain. Thought you would last off the smoke up your ass that cute. Your suit is a feckless master. Your mental grind is a made-up in high school loop. You're doomed to repeat hereafter. You blew your load before you even began. You better off jumping out of a band and trying to land on the tightrope. Cause I got moves that you don't understand. And you're a suit taking cues from a trend. Oh, what a shame, you learn to stay in your lane. I'm burning your one-track brain. I'm all up inside your vein. So stay the fuck inside your lane.
wanna take you higher.